Morning, John.
Morning, Liz. What a cracking 3 days.
Yep, Dunlop Station.
Yeah. Guys, I think I've put it in other bits of this video over the last couple of days, but if you're in this area and you want to do the Darling River run, follow the Darling River down or up, certainly Dunlop, Trilby are the two that we've stayed at. Trilby a few years ago and Dunlop this time, but both unique experiences. Where we camp, we just left alone, we could be just in the middle of the bush. We're totally on our own. There's wood, we can collect some firewood, just do our own thing. So a big plus for or a big tick for Dunlop Station.
Yes.
So today, what are we doing today, Liz?
Today we're off to Burke. It's not very far, but we're going to get to Burke, and then hopefully tomorrow we're going to get on the PV Jandra, which is a paddle steamer. That's
right. That's something that I've always wanted to do is to go for a ride on a paddle steam. So I don't know whether they're still steam driven or whether they're diesel driven, but we'll see. But we've read so much of the history of this river and seen the pictures of the paddle steamers and the barges and things, and what a perfect way to finish.
Yes.
That, and I'm not exactly sure, but I think Burke's basically where it starts, and all those tributaries run in to make the Darling River from there. I just need to check on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what happens. So Burke's sort of the headwater of it.
Yep.
And all the way down where it joins the Murray at Wentworth.
And we went to Louth yesterday.
Yes.
Just to talk to the locals.
Have a beer.
Okay, well, we did that too. But the local information about the Darling River and the floods, they've got photos, they're quite happy to chat.
Yeah, it was really...
it was good.
It was really good. And first-hand experiences of those that have actually been through a flood out here. And it's just, part of the course for them. All right, well, we're all packed up. We're about to head... We're going to go through Louth and up that to Burke that way, we think. There's a little bit of sealed road, a little bit of gravel. So here we go. Catch us down the road. Bye.
Bye.
Well, there she blows. Well, we're going for a ride on a paddleboat. How cool's that? Okay, let's give you an update. As we do when we arrive in a new location, we visited the information centre. This was also one of the places that you can book the boat cruise. Arriving at around lunchtime, we were delighted to be informed that they do a 2-hour afternoon cruise on Sundays instead of the 1-hour one during the week. How lucky were we? It was Sunday, so it was off to check into the caravan park. We chose to stay at the Kidman camp, which not only is just out of town, but it's also the departure point for the boat. Once aboard, we nestled in to experience this cruise on the Darling River aboard the PV Jandra. Captain Greg enlightened us on the flora, fauna and the history of the vessel and how the paddle boats on the Darling River were the lifeline to the outside world. The original Jandra was a steam-powered paddle boat built in South Australia in 1894. This modern vessel was built and commissioned in 2000 and it is the first paddle boat to operate on the Darling River in over 60 years.
The silver ones are the eucalyptus coolabah and the other ones are red gum.
It's not long and we make our way to the turnaround point. Then it was back to the caravan park.
Well, John.
Well, Liz, we made it to Burke.
Yes.
So we've gone from where the two rivers meet together at Wentworth. We've come all the way up to Burke. Now, Burke is known as being the headwater or the top of the catchment for the Darling River.
Yes.
Having said that, it does actually continue on further north from the town, and the two rivers join there to make the Darling, don't they?
That's correct. That would be the Kalgoa River and the
Barwon River. That's right. So they join. So what we're going to do today is we're going to head up and see if we can actually get access to where those two rivers meet, and be the actual at the start of the Darling River.
Yes.
So come with us. We don't know how we're going to go. We've been to the information centre. The road out that way is open, but I do have a little bit of a concern about the road that actually gets down to the river, because it may go across private property. So anyway, we'll see how we go. All right?
Yep, let's go.
Let's go. So we've got a gate, and this is what I was concerned about. It's probably 2 or 3 k's in off the road, and there were no signs saying that it was private property. The track looked reasonably well used.
Yeah.
So anyway, we've come down here, but we've got to a gate, and whilst it doesn't say private property, I'm uncomfortable about accessing it without permission. So what we might do, we might pop the drone up, Liz.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And we'll see if we can actually see where those two bits of water join. that's the other option.
Yep. Yeah. And I'm not sure how far away we are. 2-3 kilometres
Yeah,
possibly.
so we're looking at the map and the graph. We're probably a couple of k's, 3 k's away from one of them anyway. So, yeah. So we're going to err on the side of caution and do the right thing, and we'll stick the drone up and see how we go. Well, there you go. That's about as far as you've flown the drone away from it.
We did see water. It was hard to say whether it was the Darling or the Colgoa, but I wasn't prepared to fly it any further.
No. We'll have a look at the clip when we get back and see whether we've got a bit of a glimpse of where they join. Again, nothing ventured, nothing gained. You know, we've applied by the rules, I guess, a bit. But we just thought it'd be nice to find that spot where the two rivers meet to make the Darling.
But I think we've got the Colgoa anyway.
Yeah.
So
We've got some footage of that. All right.
okay.
See you guys. We did manage to fluke where they join. It's just to the right of screen.
Man, I always had stories about the city life and the crazy nights. Figure I should probably give it a try. Maybe check it out, see what it's all about. But the traffic was fast and the money was slow. The people I met you never get to know. I kinda miss this place I used to live back home. 'Cause up here it's breakneck, paycheck, rat race, what's next? I'm tired of feeling like
Well, what a beautiful camp.
Wasn't it? The cracker, yeah. And that's the second time that we've stayed there. And we're talking about the Kidman camp. So it's about 5 k's north of Burke. It's actually in North Burke, they call it. And great spot. Grassy sites, water, power. It was good to sort of give the batteries a bit of a spell. And we were able to top up water tank, good drinking water, and for the next 5 days should be right for.
Grass sites.
And they're grassy sites.
Clean, large amenities.
Yeah, they were good.
Good camp kitchen. Not that we used it, but there was plenty of room.
Yep, and they've got a pool, so if you're there and it's stinking hot, somewhere to have a bit of reprieve.
Yep.
So that was awesome. And the other thing is, it's pretty handy because it's where the PB Jandra leaves from. So it's pretty bloody convenient as far as that goes.
Yes.
Well, as we leave there, we're now headed to Lightning Ridge. Now we went to Lightning Ridge in 20... Yeah, I can't remember now what year it was. But we were there in February, or the end of February, and a lot of things are closed over that sort of hot part of the year. So we want to go back and do particularly one of the things. I'll show you that when we get there.
Yep.
And but we are going to go slightly different way. So instead of just staying on the main road, we're going to turn off about 80-90 k's from Burke and then head north.
Yes.
Up to a place called
Cadoga, I think. That's how you pronounce it.
Cadoga. And then from there, there's a couple of things we're going to look at there, and then we'll come down back into Lightning Ridge. It means we duplicate a piece of road when we leave there, when we head further north, which is great news because that road is now open. So the road through to Darrambandi was open to Sunday, so that's awesome. So it saves us, well, it gives us the opportunity to go the way that we wanted to go. All right, so that's about where we're at today, and we're starting to count down, really, to when we get to that place called I can hardly say it, home. Home. Yeah.
It's been quite a few weeks actually.
Quite a few weeks. What are we up to? How many days, Liz?
Oh, I think we could be up to 120. I'm not sure. I haven't looked, but it'll be close.
It'll be close to that. So No, we've had a ball. Had a ball, looking forward to doing it all again at some stage in a different part of the country.
Yes.
Anyway, it's not over yet. We're still a long way from home, and still plenty to see and do.
Yes.
So you'll see we're dressed in unison this morning, so we're in sync. That's about it. All right, we'll catch you guys a little bit later down the road when we've got something to show you. Cheers.
Bye.
Our first stop was Brewarrina to visit some old fish traps. These traps are estimated to be over 40,000 years old. This elaborate and complex network of river stones are arranged to form ponds, and they stretch around half a kilometre along the riverbed and were built by ancient tribes to catch fish as they swam upstream. The fish traps reflect an ancient genius in the simplicity of their design, which was adaptable to the seasons and changing water levels. The fish traps work by using stone walls to guide fish that are swimming upstream into the holding ponds where the Aboriginal people traditionally caught them with their bare hands, used their spears, or blocked them in the ponds to be caught later.
Come all you young rounders, and a story I'll tell of the promise of heaven and the warning of hell.
Hey Liz, why are we having lunch in our bathers?
Because we are at the Nindigullly Artesian Baths. We got here before lunch. We've been in for a bit of a dip. We're keeping our bathers on. We're going, just finished lunch, and we might even go back for another dip before we head off to our final destination for the day.
Well, that sounds pretty cool.
Two star-crossed lovers in the still melting snow, where the loving was easy.
These are the artesian baths that we were talking about, Nindigull's artesian bath. They have gym equipment, they have change rooms, toilets, there's barbecue facilities. Brewarrina Shire Council have done a really good job.
Yeah, just a bit warm around the...
I wish I had my camera to take a photo of you to send to your mum.
Crazy.
How good is it, John?
It's a little bit different than Cockle Creek, Elizabeth. Let me just tell you. From about 12 degrees to about 40. But it's very nice once you're in. Should have taken a before and after photo to see whether it actually does have any healing benefits. I suspect not.
When one walks back home, honey, only one knows it all. Well, she walked up the hillside alone one day, and the heart is a hunter.
Arriving into Lightning Ridge, Liz had booked us into a farm stay called Carinya Station. After getting checked in, we finally found a spot to camp after some indecision. Then it was about getting set up, finding some firewood and watching another amazing sunset.
She never shot twice. Well, the air was so still, and the sky was so blue. Before she could see them, the laughter she knew. She heard two shots ring out down in the town. There was three on the hillside, but only one headed down. I was just a baby, but I remember that day when I walked up the hillside, saw two mountains I'll always remember, and I'll never go back up the hillside where the new flowers grow. Back up the hillside where the new flowers grow.
Carinya Station is a family-owned and operated farm situated just 10 minutes from Lightning Ridge. They are down-to-earth, genuine country people and welcome guests that love to experience their way of farm life. The owners are dedicated to making the guests feel welcome, fostering a deep connection to the land, agriculture and forming lifelong friendships. Spacious, sandy campsites disperse across 300 acres, accommodating everything from tents to big rigs, and there are a limited number of powered sites available. Campfires are welcome, with wood available to purchase or collect it yourself from the surroundings. Composting toilets are conveniently located on site, scattered through the property. There are glamping experiences perfect for visitors who want all the feelings of camping with a taste of outback rustic luxury. The glamping retreats are set up complete with private campfires, so you can sit back, relax and watch the stars dance across the night sky. You need to come yourself to experience the warmth of this family farm, embrace genuine country hospitality and discover the values that drive Carinya Station. The tours provide a connection to Carinya Station's history, the local Aboriginal people, how they incorporate biodiversity into the outback station and a hands-on experience with their farm animals. So here we are at the Chambers of the Black Hand. Now we came here when we were here last time, but this wasn't open. We were like 2 weeks too early, I think. It was mid-February. Didn't open till March. So one of the reasons that we've come back is to come and do this. It's a once in a while one comes across something that takes your breath away, and this is supposed to be it. So looking forward to it. Enough so that we came back specifically to do this. So yeah, looking forward to it. We descend 18 metres underground on hand-dug stairs to the opal clay level, where we're given an authentic and unforgettable experience. The story of the Chambers of the Black Hand is truly inspiring. Over the past 26 years, it has become a place of wonder and awe for people all over the world. The journey started in 1997 when Ron Canlon, a talented artist and opal miner, opened his opal mine to the public, an unprecedented move at the time. We were amazed by the detail and variety of Ron's sculptures. As we make our way through all 26 chambers, every chamber has a different theme, so there's something for everyone, even Star Wars.
It's not going to do it justice.
No.
Here's that first one. So that's your first signature. That's that first fault coming through. And there's the second one right there. Now, because my kinetic energy is my own, the next person will come along, they can probably pick this first one up either here or there, or this one here, either here or over here. Because what that tells me is faults don't just go straight down like this. So keep further back, matey. Hold them as loose as possible.
Our mate wanted someone to have a crack at this, so I'll put my hand up.
Come
and believe it, it actually worked.
Nice and slow. There you go. Same spot as me, buddy.
Look at that.
Yeah, look at that. Straight up. You can feel them, pull them, can't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
You got neutralise and you'll get the second one.
What an amazing way to spend a couple of hours. That was absolutely sensational. And we're just going to put a couple of, or we've put just a few little bits and pieces in there because it's one of those things that you really need to do. And so there is just so much to see. The sculptures are just beyond belief. The amount of time and effort that's gone into them is truly amazing. So we're going to head back, have some lunch and just chill out this afternoon, I think. and then get ready to head up to Hebel, and then through to Nindigullly tomorrow. Well, what a great way to finish our stay in Lightning Ridge.
Yes.
Finished off this morning, guys, with a bit of a tour of the Carinya farm. Jacinda came out and had a chat to us, and I'm actually going to put a little bit of the interview that she actually did. Wasn't really, I guess, a proper interview, but some of the stuff that she shared with us was really, really great, and we think that you know, you guys might get something out of it as well. So I'm going to pop that in a minute. But what a great way to stay. I've got a great place to stay. It's 10-15 minutes out of town.
Yes.
They're lovely people. The thing is set up, they're just absolutely passionate is the key word. They're so passionate about what they're doing. She gives you a little bit of an insight into the property, how it all sort of evolved from the 1800s to where it is now. And we could have spent hours just talking to her, some of the stories of past owners and stories from the station and all that sort of stuff. It's just so funny and great and informative.
Yes. And she does camping, glamping.
Yes, they've started doing glamping tents. So.
Yes.
So today we're leaving Lightning Ridge. We're going to head up to Hebel and Durrabandi, and then hopefully tonight's destination is penciled in as Nindigullly. So we'll just see how the day progresses, and it's going to take us, I think the map says it's going to take us about 3 hours or so, give or take. All right, well, we're going to hit the road, and we'll catch up with you guys later.
As time has gone on, I finished up in that sector in my career about 4 years ago almost, and I still get my fix because I'm often hosting school groups, or I host school excursions, or just kids on the farm to be hands-on. Yep. That's very much my thing. So I've got a big passion for kids and people on farms, sort of help bridging the gap between city and country.
Yep.
That's very much my thing.
Because kids don't, kids don't understand, appreciate. An example as a kid, my uncle had a farm. So August, September, lamb time.
Yeah.
So we'd go out and we'd spend that August school holidays on the farm. We learned how to drive a tractor. We learned how to swear. We learned how to drink. We learned how to smoke. But we learned, we used to get in the thing and chase the lambs around, have an absolute ball covered in shit and mud.
Yep.
But we enjoyed it. But it sort of, we understood that. Yep, that lamb chop that I'm eating, I know where it comes from. It doesn't just come from the supermarket.
Absolutely. And you know what? City people are my favourite customers. People will always say to me, country people always say to me, how do you put up with those bloody visitors from the city? I'm like, they're here because they want to see how we live.
Yeah.
They're here not to ridicule us or go, oh my God, there's dust. That's not what it's about. It is about showing how the other half live and embracing them. If you ridicule people because they don't know something, because they've never been exposed to it, you're never going to get them back. The biggest threat to towns like ours and regions like ours is population decline. Over the last, I don't know how many years, 5 to 10 years, we've had a 25% decrease in population. How is that positive for anyone? That is not at all. So the more we can encourage, embrace people from east of the Great Dividing Range, the better off our region will be. So let's get people out here, let's get them involved. Whilst I totally understand that a lot of it can be confronting, embrace those, don't ridicule people, and they're going to want to come back. I get so much feedback from my guests over the years going, this feels like home, and that's because I welcome them like it is their home. Yep. And I say, please make yourself at home when you head out to where, if you're camping or glamping, and that's very much my thing. So I'm really proud of that. It's a business that I've built from the bones up, and I'm learning as I go. There's no two ways about that. I'm always going to make mistakes, and that's how I learn from them. But we expanded this year into our glamping, and it is so much fun because I'm not a camper. You guys can keep that. So with my glamping, but again, that's then getting my metro customers, isn't it?
That's those people that don't have travel like we travel, that want to be able to come out and they need to be able to stay, they need to be able to eat.
Yeah.
And they don't have those facilities. And rather than staying in a 5-star hotel somewhere, how cool is that place there on the dam?
So neat.
Right?
Yes, yeah, it's so cool. And you know what I learnt last year? I had a couple in their 60s out here, and they were very much not your very ivory tower couple that spoke like this. They were a lovely couple, just like you two. And on the first afternoon they rang me. I checked them in, and this is where your wood-fired barbecue is, and they've got plenty of wood here to cook, because they'd ordered a dinner pack, so they were cooking their chops. And she's called me and she said, I don't know how to light this fire. I said, oh look, the matches and the firelighter are in your kindling kit. She goes, I've never used matches.
Yeah.
And I went, oh, lucky I was on the phone, because my face was like, oh my God. So I went over there, but that was the best learning experience for me, because I'm like, I can't assume that everyone has.
Fire.
So this year what I've done, I'm like, bugger it, let's put gas barbecues in. So I've done that on all of the glamping tents now, and just make the campfire that's the novelty, and the atmosphere of sitting around a campfire. And if you don't know how to light it, well, I've got wood at the end of the go, but they've been able to cook their meals and not made them feel like they were a fish out of water.
Well, there you go, about 13,000 kilometres, and we're about to step back into Queensland. What a trip. Still got a bit to go home, but yeah, back in our home state. Another amazing sunrise in outback Queensland. We're at Nindigullly, and we've woken up quite early this morning, just before sunrise, and we'll probably punch home. We'll see. We don't have any plans, but we get away here early enough. It'll be worth the gin. And home after 4 months. It's a daunting feeling, really. We've had an amazing time. Absolutely amazing. Seen so much, learnt so much, experienced so much. So we'll fill you in as the day goes on, but this may well be our last little post for this trip. If it is, God, I hope you guys have enjoyed it, because we've absolutely enjoyed putting it together. We've had an absolute blast. Anyway, we'll catch up when we're in the car and about ready to head off. Morning and cheers. there you go. We've done a loop.
We have.
Just completed a bit of a loop. And it goes from there, all the way down there, all the way back here. Oh dear.
119 days.
Is that what it is?
Yes.
119 days. There you go, folks. So this basically completes where when we took off on the 2nd of January and we turned left at this intersection and headed through to Stanfield. So from me, thanks for joining us. We hope you've had an absolute hoot. We certainly did, putting it all together. As I think I mentioned this morning, you know, we've seen so much, we've learned so much, we've absorbed so much. We just loved it. All right. Cheers.
Bye.